So in this particular session, we'll discuss about the process on help request, wherein we are going to maintain help. What is the help request is if you need some documentation. Let's say if somebody is clicking on a particular field, and if let's say we want to know more details, the end user want to know more details about it, then they can go ahead with this you know, process on help request. So for that, let me open the system and start creating a search help first. I'll create a search help first. So I'll go for SC61 transaction. Here for this SC61 transaction is where we can maintain the documentation. Now let's say we have a particular data element. For that particular data element, we need to create the help. So I will go ahead with the customized data element which we have for a particular database table. ZBACONCNO underscore DE. Okay, this is the one for which we want to maintain. Then we click on create. Hello. This field customer number. We will use it to maintain customer number or things. This field must be maintained for maintained in, and the table name is ZB underscore cust. ZB underscore cust. Only then it can be updated in any other table. Equal to 1000. Customer number equal to 1000. We are writing some documentation here, and we are maintaining this documentation at the SE61 transaction. Please remember this. This transaction code is SE61. Okay. So once you create this for any data element, you need to go back and then use it in any of the help. Now once you have done this, we'll go to a screen wherein we already have this field being used. Okay, so for our understanding, I will create a quick SE51 program for this, and then we'll make use of this. Okay, so this is the table that we have, and we'll make use of this table and update the data. We'll build a program quickly to update the data into this. Now here we can go ahead with ZV underscore cust update, create, update customer data. Now here we'll go for module pool program. Then we have this package. So in this we'll write this tables here. I mean tables is not required. Data IT underscore cust type standard table of discussed W underscore cust type ZPA cust. This is what we have. Activate. So this is what we have. Now once it's been done, we'll activate it and back. So we have this program. So logic. So we have this layout. You click on this button, get from program. So click on this get from program and select the fields here. Okay, so these are the fields that we have. And actually SAP had there is a small issue, technical issue from the SAP, that whenever we have this calling from the work area, the text will not be maintained for that, right? So this text will not come by default. Okay, so this is one drawback here. So for this we have to maintain the text here. Save. AB2 exit. Yes. So I need to maintain the text for this, and then the main intention for us to go ahead for this is to maintain that particular health. So here additionally what we need to do is we need to write process on help request. Okay, this is something which we need to write manually because we want to maintain it. Process on help request. So this is something which we need to write here additionally. By default it will not come. Field, and what is the field name that we have here? That field name which we have maintaining there. So field name happens to be WA underscore cust hyphen what's the field name we have? CNO module say CUST help. CUST help. Now what we'll do is we'll double click on this module CUST help. Do you want to create? Yes. In the main program. So in this program we need to call that particular field name. Okay, so that particular field for which we want to maintain it. Okay, so here we need to call a function module called help underscore object underscore show. Help underscore object underscore show. Now when we call this, we'll have this document class. The document class should be tx. It will be text. So if you double click on this help object view and inside the function module, if you go, you will get this import parameters. You can explore this and take some time for understanding what is a doc class. So in this it will be the character is 4. It will have 4 length. So in this we normally are writing it as tx. And doc name. Okay, and doc name is something as well. This is something which we need to amend. Doc name should be something which we have written in the SE61. So in SE61 we wrote the doc name as the state element name. So this is what we are writing here in the doc name, and then we will go ahead with links, table links. In this we'll write it as links only, and here we need to find the field called for field, and in the called for field we need to write that z w underscore first hyphen c and o. This is what we have to have. Okay, so this is links, save. Of course we have to also replicate these things. We need to create these modules as well, right? So at this point of time we are not writing anything. Okay, let me write for one particular field here, that is exit. Case sy uniform in case when txt new program. So at least this one command will write. In the layout ext only. Okay, so save thing we'll do it later. Okay, now we'll activate this. So we just wrote for input we wrote exit, activate. So T line will have this text details. So we need to update that. Syntax shift activate. So once it's been done, we will go ahead and create a transaction code for this. So customer name, this is coming. Exit. So for this documentation, uh, we'll go ahead with SE61. In SE61, what we need to do is we need to, when we are creating, previously I took, by default it was as a data element, it was given as data element. Now what I have done is I have changed that to general text. And general text happens to be here, that txt. This is a general text that we have. And in this general text we have this as zv underscore text one, create, allow. This is new text for customer number. I'm just maintaining something, and save syntax check, activate. Once it's activated, the zva text one happens to be the name which we need to pass it into our program. So in the program we had already called this function module, call function help object show. Just let me delete all these things. And here I'll just call this as this customer help. We'll call this pattern help object show. I'll select this, and doc class is something which we have created in the SC61. This is doc class is doc class happens to be TX. Doc name is ZBA text1. So what we'll do is doc class is TX and doc language is SI language. Doc name happens to be this one, and doc title you can give any title. Okay. This is sample doc. We have I underscore callback program. If you want to give, you can give it as SYREPID. Next we have this links. So if you have to give the links, we'll give it as link. Link is basically already I defined in the top as of type this one inventory. So I will create this link as a type of, I'll go for links. So links I'll go for that as a type of links type standard table of T line. So this is what we have to pass. We passed it. And exceptions you can uncomment them. If you uncomment them, you have to handle them in the size sub C. If size sub C is equal to 1, what has to be done? 2, what has to be done? 3, what has to be done? We can plan that. Okay. Now moving on to this one. So we have, this is the main thing. In the help, we have this help underscore object underscore show, in which we have passed these values, and save. Field for which we have to pass this is W underscore first hyphen CN. This F1. You will get this new text per customer number is coming here. This is what is called help process on help request. So this was the help request that we have. It's also popularly called as F1 help. Okay, so we'll look at it once again after the break. So we'll once again discuss that, the same concept.